T-minus 90 seconds and counting. All systems are go. We're about 90 seconds from the launch of Space Shuttle Discovery. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We are transferring to orbiter internal power at this time. Discovery is now running off its 3 onboard fuel cells. Coming up on a go for auto sequence start. And we have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 17 seconds and counting. 15, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, start, 2, 1, booster ignition, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station, paving the way for future missions beyond.
Discovery's onboard computers commanding the main engine nozzles to swivel, aiming the shuttle for its precise target in space for main engine cutoff.
Should have a good forward link now at ascent.
Okay, you sound good.
Discovery Houston, negative return.
Copy, negative return.
I tear my heart open, I sew myself shut. My weakness is that I can't do much, and my scars remind me that the past is real. I tear my heart open just to fail. I'm drunk and I'm feeling down, and I just wanna be alone. I'm pissed 'cause you came around. Why don't you just go home? 'Cause I channeled all your pain, and I can't help you fix yourself. You're making me insane. All I can say is I tear my heart open, I sew myself shut, and my weakness is that I can't do much, and the scars remind us that the past is real. I tear my heart open just to feel. I tried to help you once, against my own advice. I saw you going down, but you never realized that you're drowning in the water. So I offered you my hand. Compassion's in my nature. Tonight is our last stand. I tear my heart open, guess I could say I tried. I'm sorry, but I gotta move on with my own life. I tear my heart open, I sew myself shut, and my weakness is that I can't do much. And the scars remind us that the past is real. I tear my heart open just to feel. I tear my heart open, I sew myself shut, and my weakness is that I can't do much. And the scars remind us that the past is real. I tear my heart open just to feel. When the night's getting cold, you're needing a shoulder. Puff out your chest and be a little bolder. All we do is we buy and hold. There will be shills who wanna steal your thrills. There will be friends who hold till the end. There will be doubt, fear and cloud, but it's all in your head. Those hedges are dead. Panic and fear really are near, but it's not ours to own. We have shown that all we do is buy and hold. Oh, there will be shills who wanna steal your thrills, and there will be friends who hold till the end, and there will be doubt, fear and cloud, but it's all in your head. Those hedges are dead. So when the night's getting colder, you're needing that shoulder. These apes got your back. We got each other. All we do is we buy and hold.
Good morning, you filthy apes. Welcome to AMC and APE, where we buy, we hold, and we screw those hedges. Screw 'em good. That's right. This is where we like to fling some poo and eat crayons for breakfast. Rock strong. Pumps me up every time, guys. I get chills every time I say it. I can't help myself. All right, so let me kind of go over something real quick here. So apes together strong. I think there's something really important to be heard about this. Last night I was kind of I was going through some tweets and on Twitter and I kind of felt like I was seeing a lot of bots and shills in the community and I was sitting there going like, you know what? It's insane how much there is going on right now with these bots and shills. I wonder if there's a way that we can kind of like figure out who's who and what's going on here, just by watching like known people who I suspect to be either bots or shills that are on Twitter, and maybe I can post something. And I've never done this before. I've never gotten on a limb and posted something that was controversial to the point to where it would cause so much division, I guess. And then you guys have heard me before saying I don't want to cause division. That's not what I'm here to do. I don't want to start crap. And this was a big risk on my part, a huge risk. But I got the idea of what if I posted something. Let's do a little experiment. What if I posted two different posts that contradict each other but have pretty much the same meaning? And the only difference is one saying vote yes and one saying vote no. But everything else is the same. It's just the vote yes, vote no is contradictory. And so I posted it. I said, very first thing I posted, I put up 3 posts. I said the first one, actually, I'll just show you guys what I said. Some of maybe you haven't seen it, maybe you don't have Twitter, and so you don't know. You're like, what? What's Twitter? I don't know. But let me just show you what I said. So the very first thing that I put out was, let's try an experiment. And then like 2 minutes later, I put out the first one. I said, dilution is not the path to a short squeeze. Vote no. 2 minutes later, I posted, dilution will remove any short thesis remaining and force every institution who is short AMC into a cover closed position. Vote yes. As it stands right now, the vote no has 23.8 thousand, I guess, interactions or views, and the vote yes has 21.7. I think that's kind of interesting. The vote yeses have 261 likes. The vote no's have 98. As far as comments go, the vote yeses have 48 comments and 38 retweets, and the vote no has 132 comments and 17 retweets. I was going to show you guys a couple different examples. We've got a freeze going on down here, and I kind of woke up a little bit late, and I don't even know if my power is going to continue to last. I already got a text message this morning from my power company saying that I shouldn't have power right now, so I'm actually surprised that I do. But I was going to take some time and put together a couple different examples of things that people said, but I'm not going to do that because I woke up too late to do it. But maybe I can do that for a little bit later today after market opens when I go through this whole soapbox speech stuff again. But I got a really wide range of things that were said to me, and besides just trying to catch shill and bot accounts so that I could try and tell the difference between them. I had other reasons why I felt like it would be a good test to kind of just kind of see where people were at. And see, what kind of reactions I was going to get, so that people could see how I guess how people are being treated in the community or whatever. I'm not really sure if I was expecting more or less what I got, but some of the things that were said were very discouraging. Some of the things that were said were very encouraging. Some of the things that were said were neither discouraging or encouraging, but obviously did not take the time to figure out what it was that I was trying to do. Because one of the first things that I would suggest that, anytime you're doing your DD, that you dive into something a little bit deeper. Like say, for example, somebody says something and it's an account that, it causes you to have some kind of suspicious activity. You'd go in there and look at the account and see, does it always have suspicious activity, or is it just now? Is it just one time? And for those of the people that actually went out there and looked, they found that I had said, let's try an experiment. And they realized they did just a little tiny DD by going to my profile and seeing that I said, let's try an experiment. And then I posted two different things, and they actually did the work. And that was one of the things that I kind of wanted to expose a little bit, was the idea that here we have a proxy that's going to determine our future. Who's reading it? Are you reading it? Are you looking into it? Or are you just taking influencers' opinions and coming up with your own opinion based off of what other people are saying? And I feel like, I feel like what everybody's doing is a lot of people are just taking what other people's opinions are, and they're just running with it. They don't even take the time to look into what's actually there, the actual physical content of what's there. And that's the important part about all of this, guys, is we're all going to have different opinions in opinions here. Every single one of us. I still don't know which way I'm voting, guys. I really don't know which way I'm voting, and nothing that should have been taken out of that should have been, oh, he's voting yes, or oh, he's voting no. I still don't know. But let me tell you, if I was on the edge of saying no, and I saw some of the comments that were out there, nobody's going to help me. Nobody's going to help me with some of those comments. You know what I'm saying? If I was on the edge of saying yes, some of those comments wouldn't have helped me. They wouldn't have helped me decide what it was I was going to do. Now, there were some comments out there, though. There were some comments out there that told me, that said, hey, here's a good piece of information. It doesn't seem like you understand what's going on. try this. Go look at this. See if this doesn't help you out. That was great. I love that. I thought that was really awesome. I fully applaud anybody who took the time to go out of their way to figure out what was being said, or anybody who would try to point me in the right direction to maybe figuring out what my answer is going to be, right? I don't care what your answer is, guys. Vote yes, vote no. You're still an ape. That's what matters here. More than anything, I cannot stress more than anything what matters the most here is that you're an ape first and foremost. I don't care what you vote. You can vote yes, you can vote no. It's your choice, it's your money. That's your right. That is absolutely your right. But watch out how you treat the community though. Watch how people within the community are treating each other. Look for signs of, if you're going to listen to other people, look for signs of what those people are saying and how they're treating others inside this community, and let that be a litmus test as to whether or not that's somebody that you want to listen to. Really let that be a litmus test. I want to let you know, Phil for Real was like one of the first people to jump in on it. I'm throwing Phil for Real under the bus here. Phil for Real was the first one to jump in on it. And you know what? He didn't attack me. I mean, he kind of, you could tell he was animated. You could definitely tell he was animated. But it didn't take him more than like less than 10 minutes. And he was like, oh, wait a minute. You're doing something here. And so as soon as he realized it, I sent him a private DM and I said, yeah, man, don't freak out. This is just an experiment here. And he's like, yeah. I read your messages. I got it. And we're all good. I'm like, cool, man. So, it's that kind of thing, he was actually willing to sit there and try and help me to understand his point of view. Instead of jumping down my throat and just absolutely just destroying me, he was going to take his time to figure out why. So I want you guys to just kind of think about that. Go look at some of those comments. See if those are things that you want. Like, see how people reacted. Be better. Be better to each other. It's like I tell my kids when I send them off to school, guys. Be excellent. Be excellent. Apes together strong. I know it's a soapbox I'm standing on here, and I'm not really reading what you guys are saying right now, so I apologize. But it's just kind of a message that I want to make sure that you guys understand, that doing your DD, going out, researching stuff, how you treat each other inside the community are all very important things. So, just be careful. Arthur says, I was shocked at first. I then went to your profile and saw the other two tweets. Then I got what you were doing, but not the exact answers you were looking for. Yeah, I know, man. That's Arthur. I kind of felt the same way. I was like, man, I'm on the fence here, and I'm looking at some of the things that were being said, and I'm going like, I'm not getting any kind of positive vibes either way. I mean, there was obviously, you can't deny the fact that there was more people that were more positive about a yes vote than there were about positive people for a no vote. So, but go look at the statistics, guys. I mean, I can read off some of the numbers to you. Let me take you back to the other page, and I think some of these are some of the things that I think I'm going to be looking at very heftily. I don't know if you guys have access to this or not, but you can look at like some of the stuff that's the vote yes had 24,884 impressions, 1,099 engagements. I have no idea what that means, but an engagement is total number of times a user has interacted with a tweet. This includes all the clicks anywhere on the tweet, including hashtags, links, avatar, username, and tweet expansion, retweets, replies, and follows and likes. Detailed expands for 549 profile visits. I had 192 people profile visit me after saying vote yes. Oh, by the way, guys, I knew I was probably going to lose some people on this. I kind of thought about that a little bit. I was like, is it worth it? What's the risk to reward ratio on doing something like this? And I kind of thought to myself, like if there's anybody who's on the edge about whether or not they agree with me or the things that I say or do, they're more than likely gonna just kind of stop following me and not caring. And I was like, you know what? Maybe that's for the better. And I'm not everybody's for everybody, and that's fine. That's gonna be the way that it is. But if they were just looking for an excuse to, be able to unfollow me and stop watching or listening to what it is I have to say, then that's probably for the best. But I had one new follower off of the vote yeses. That was the statistic there. And then the statistic on the vote no's didn't net me any new followers. 885 profile visits on the vote no. 816 on the detail expands, 1,974 on the engagements, and 23.1 thousand. Now, I had, from your guys' perspective, one of the interesting things, and I kind of wanted to hear about this. This is one of the things that I wanted to know, where also part of the experiment that I thought was really an important part of the experiment is from your guys' perspective, what showed up on your page first? Did you see the yes or the no? Which one came up on your page first? Knowing what these results are in the numbers, what showed up on your page first? Did you see the yeses or did you see the nos? So far, some of the feedback that I've gotten from certain people have told me that they didn't even see the yes one, that the no one was the only one that was out there. And I didn't promote anything. I didn't upvote. I didn't like anybody's messages. I didn't go in and interact with anybody's messages. I didn't do anything. I let it just ride. I let it ride, and I just wanted to see. Casey, did you block anyone because they thought you were bot or shill? No, I did not block it. I did not interact in any way whatsoever with any of the accounts that were commenting or making any comments. I put in the messages and simply watched, and that was it. But I'll tell you what my key takeaways were. These are my key takeaways, and I wrote them down because I felt like it was kind of an important thing for me. I was like, I need to recognize what I felt was kind of like key points. These are my key takeaways. My opinion matters. That was one of my key takeaways. Is that my opinion matters? Maybe I should keep it to myself. Keep voting talk to facts and not opinions. That was one of my key takeaways from this is that even when I do decide which way I'm going to vote on this, I think I'm going to keep it to myself, man. I really think I'm going to just keep it to myself because I really don't think one way or the other it's going to help out the community. That's obvious after what I posted, that that's not going to help anybody out. So I'm going to keep it to myself, and it's for me to know, and for the enemy, and that's not you, and for the enemy to keep guessing. I'm going to let them keep on guessing. So I'm not going to just throw it out there and wave it around like a red flag and allow people to attack me for my decision. So, and trust me, they were waiting yesterday. They absolutely were waiting to attack. Didn't matter which way I decided to go. They pounced right on that and were attacking me right off the bat, like some of the people that I knew were going to be attacking me. And it was almost like fun watching the rabbit get caught in the cage, because they finally realized later that they were getting trapped, and it was really kind of fun. But then here's the next thing I wrote down from my key takeaways was there are people on the edge and don't know which way they're going to vote and are waiting for those who have influence to help them decide. Help people. Don't criticize their views, even if they're opposing. No way to help somebody if they feel attacked. Not all of us are going to agree on how to vote, but we don't need to ruin relationships to get the vote that we want. I know we want something, right? Like I may end up wanting people to vote like I am, obviously, right? I mean, that kind of makes sense. You want your vote to win. So when you do vote, that's what you kind of want, right? But it doesn't. If we're gonna just stomp on each other's feelings and how we're reacting and all that kind of stuff, it's not gonna help the community any. It's just gonna divide us. That defeats the whole apes together strong part. And then the last one was this was my last key takeaway. Shills are definitely out there and waiting to argue both sides to stir the pot. Watch for them. They are out there. It is amazing to me how they are just ready to just stir the pot, and that's all they care about. They just want to stir the pot and make sure people get all uptight and upset. And look for those accounts, guys. They're out there. I literally had you can go and look for yourself. I literally had people commenting on both not BOLTH, on both of my my tweets, and they were commenting almost as if they didn't realize that they had commented on the first one, right? Like maybe they went to the vote no, they saw the vote no first, they commented, then they saw the vote yes and commented on that one, not realizing that they'd already commented on one of my comments that was saying no. Go look for those accounts; they're out there. And let me tell you, if they deleted their tweets, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna expose it. You betcha. Next week, after I have a weekend to kind of go through and look at all the comments, I'm going to expose it. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you the account necessarily, but I'm going to show you where it is that they went in there and that they said, you know, they talked out of both sides of their mouth just to create division within this community. Watch for people like that in this community, guys, because they are out there. And all they're trying to do is just stir up poo. They're just big poo pot stirrers. That's all they're doing. Just find little places where they can just kind of push buttons, right? See where they can get the community to divide itself, and just maybe just paint a little poo over here and see if they step in this one. Maybe kind of paint a little poo over here and step in that one. Oh man, they are out there. Oh, they are for sure out there. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was actually kind of shocked that they fell for it. There were people that immediately saw that it was people that had no interactions with me before. They weren't following me, and I wasn't following them, and almost immediately within the first hour, were posting a picture of me saying vote yes, vote no, and basically exposing the fact that it was contradictory. And so I'm just saying, guys, I'm not going to block anybody. I have not blocked anybody from either. I don't plan on blocking anybody from this, Danny. I want you guys to see it, though. I want you guys to see what's happening out there. And I don't know. Learn from it. Take from it. Absorb it. Use it. Learn from it. Let's move on. Oh, I just said Petter Person said, if that's how you say your last name, says I can't vote due to account form, so I'm trusting you Americans to do what's right. So I have faith in y'all. One thing I want to say here, and I don't want to. Hold on a second. My wife's texting me. The ice is really bad out, guys. All right. Sorry, I needed to check. I need to make sure I'm staying on top of my text. It's like super, super icy out, and she's got to drive home from work, so I need to make sure I watch that. But let's take a look at our numbers here. I'm gonna log into my broker real quick, and we'll take a look. And I apologize, guys, that I wasn't really watching what it is, all the things that you guys were saying. But there was somebody that made a mention about not, they were asking me a question about whether they were able to vote. And they are international owners. That's probably the best way to put it. I don't really know. And I want to update you guys with what they told me. If I can find this, where is it at? Boy, I was getting just hit up like crazy yesterday. It was insane. And guys, that was by no means I was not trying to seek attention. You know that's not me. I would never post something in an attempt to try and seek attention. I don't even want to advertise myself. So I need to find this. Somebody sent me a message that basically said that international voters may actually be able to vote. And I need to find it. It's hard for me to go through some of the messages that I had here. But hold on. I need to go through and see if I can't find it. Is this one it? No, that's not it. I'll find it, but there may be a chance for international AMC stockholders to be able to vote. Just know that you contact your broker and find out if there's something you can do to vote. There may be a chance that that you may have a vote in there, but you have to actually have to um, actively seek out your voting options. I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying, see if you can't contact your broker and see if there's something that they can do to help you. Um, Andrew said, "What's your wife's vote?" I haven't even, I haven't even asked her. She would probably ask me, how I think we should vote. But I wouldn't, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna kind of let her know what's going on and what she thinks, and she can vote how she wants to vote. They're her shares. She has her own shares. Um, but yeah, let me log into my broker. Uh, Roseanne, they do have salters in Texas, but they mainly only salt the bridges, and they never have enough to just salt everywhere. So she already got told by some of the incoming shift workers that uh, the roads are okay in a certain direction that she has to go. So I think she's going to go over there. Yeah, two-factor authentication. Thank you, Tim. Two-factor authentication, guys. If you don't have it, you may want to get it, as it could prevent somebody from getting into your account that shouldn't be in your account. When you are setting that up, make sure you put in a secondary phone number or device or whatever it is that you can put in there to receive the code. In case something should happen to your primary, you don't want to get locked out of your account permanently. Let me see here. Give me just a second while I'm gonna take you guys over. I kind of want to talk some more, but we do need to look at the numbers. So let's talk some more about this after I get done with the numbers, and then yeah. I mean, it's a really big topic, right? I mean, it's like what I did was pretty controversial. Maybe some people are pissed. I haven't really read through all your comments yet, and I hope you're not angry at me. That was not my intention. My intention was not meant to make you angry or, uh, to be very honest, the whole idea originated around, like, could I post two different things and catch some people potentially um, nefariously trying to influence others through what it is that they were saying back, and then catch them commenting on both of the comments. That's really where I wanted to catch people, is who's going to comment, who's going to take the time to comment on both, not realizing that they're just jumping. They're just jumping on anything that comes out, either yes, no, it doesn't matter, and they're just jumping on it to comment and stir the pot. That's really what I was looking for, and let me tell you, I did catch some of those. Uh, you'll if you do your investigation and your DD, you'll find out what it is I'm talking about. I think I'm done transferring screens over here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers since I'm a little disheveled. Everything's going to be a little wonky on the page here. Let's get this back on track. What do we got going on over here? What is this? This needs to be fixed. Let's get rid of that. Go back over here. All right, here we go. Starting in the top left-hand corner, this is just 4 apes trying to get the price prediction right every single day, betting on ice cream and beer. One or the other, not both. But yeah, so everybody got Monday right, and the combined price of AMC and Ape. Let's see, we had Ape was $2.42, and AMC ended at $5.35 for a combined total of $7.77. I know there's some people that were out there that were kind of excited about that, the 777 finish. Hold on one second here. I gotta shuffle these screens around after I did that. Let's see, this one, and then this one. So we all got it. The point there, I had 6 to 9. Eric had 620 to 920. Apex had 601 to 901, and Einstein had 589 to 889. So every single one of us got a price prediction tally point. Let me go ahead and tally those up. Yeah, I know you guys are probably hoping. You were probably hoping at some point that, I would probably be saying, and I was planning on saying how I was going to vote, but after that, I'm not going to give them any ammunition, guys. I'm not going to give them a single bit of ammunition to be able to use in the community to have us fight against each other, because I think that's just ridiculous. I'm not gonna allow that to happen. I want there to be good blood between us, not bad blood. And man, I'm just not going to give them that ammunition. I know you're going to have to do your own DD, guys. I mean, I don't mind going over the facts and we can cover things together, and take a look at things and try to understand what they mean. But yeah, total amount of short exempt volume yesterday on AMC was 674.1 thousand shares. That was with SSR on. And for Ape, the final numbers for the day was 297.7. Yesterday's price increase on Ape was up 3.86. And on AMC, it was up 6.79. I'm going to go ahead and count that one of three for this one, just because Ape was like 20% the day before, and then it was 3.86. So I know for a fact that one's got two of three. But I'm going to count it as one of three because this is AMC's first day over 5%. So I'm going to go ahead and count that one. Let's see here. And then utilization. Where are we at on utilization? On AMC, we have utilization showing up as 100%. Let me verify the date. Date is the 31st. By the way, guys, happy February. February. Let's see here. 100% utilization. That is day number 15 for AMC. And on Ape, our utilization is now at 92.77, getting yet closer and closer to that 95%. 95%. Oh man, come on, Casey, talk. Get that tongue moving. 92.77% is getting ever closer to that 95% threshold. I think it was the TH in threshold that was getting me to say percent. I'm sorry. I amuse myself. I really do. Taking a look at max pain for the day today, $5 is what it was yesterday. It was $5.50 on Monday. I think it's going to be back up to. Yeah, I think it's going to be back up to $5.50. I think it's going back up. No, it didn't. $5 still. Wow, I'm kind of surprised by that. We had a lot of volume on the top side yesterday, so I'm really kind of surprised by that a little bit. That could mean that the volume on the top side got closed out on the same day, which is actually not a bad thing. I want to see you guys making your money on this, so that's maybe that's a good thing. Taking a look at what's next, off exchange. Final numbers for the day yesterday on off exchange, we had 58.04%, and EDGX was 11.28. The grand total on that is, now my power company just texted me and says that I have power again. Thanks. 69.32% was the total amount for the day yesterday. So that's I think a normal day is about 64%. So it's 5.32% higher than it should have been. CHX volume was pretty much non-existent compared to most days. On Ape, final numbers for the day on Ape yesterday, we had 59.37%. Going through off exchange, EDGX was 8.64. By the way, guys, if anybody comes in hot and heavy in the comments section about like, dude, what the hell? about your tweet last night. You know, like calm them down a little bit for me and just tell them to hold up for a minute. Like if you like, Casey will explain. Just hold on. 68.01% is the number from yesterday. So we're about 4.01% higher than an average day on off exchange and EDGX volume. CHX volume was pretty normal. On GME, CHX volume was about half of what it normally sees in volume. And HYMC CHX volume was definitely elevated. Their 30-day average is 0.07% of their volume, their daily volume, and yesterday they had 0.18%. So seeing a little bit of a spike there in CHX volume on HYMC. Taking a look at institutional ownership. Yesterday it was 137.527. Today it's 137.431. So some more filings came through and changed that value. 137,431. That is 26.59% of the float, by the way. Taking a look at options. Where's the most open interest? At a okay. Well, this is probably why it's $5 still and not 5.5. So yesterday the highest amount of open interest was at a $6 strike for calls. It's now 5.5. 5.5. At 6 we had 21.1 thousand contracts yesterday. Today at 5.5 we have 26,000 contracts. So quite a bit more volume there, which is actually not a bad thing. Like if price can stay above $5, there could be a lot of open interest there that could be collecting on that on some of those call positions. If those were to close out between now and Friday, that would likely move our max pain up because it would remove some of those lower call options and cause man, that's so risky that they held it overnight to know that. Because man, when you looked at the pre-market this morning, I bet they were kind of pooping their pants a little. Mr. Poopy Pants over here with their call options at $5.50. Yeah, I know you were freaking out if you're one of those people. I know you were probably going like, "Oh man, is it gonna make it back up? I don't know." But yeah, here we have put options. Highest amount of volume is at a $5 strike. We had 29.2 thousand contracts yesterday. It's 29.4 today. So the spread is at 5 to 5.5. So the market's kind of indicating a closing price somewhere between 5 and 5.5 on AMC by the end of the week. That does fit the idea of where max pain is aligning to. I felt like I was almost the I can't remember what the guy in the wheelchair's name is in Family Guy, but I feel like one of the things I just said just a minute ago almost sounded like a good impersonation of him. Let's take a look at our combined price right now. We're at $7.73. Notice that we're kind of in this non-colored area here. It's two different Fibonacci retracements that I've got set up, and it's been this gap, the cap between the two, that has been one of the most difficult places for us to be able to get price to run back up through. Remember, this is the combined price of AMC and Apes, so this data only goes back so far to August 22nd. But if you look at that gap, ever since the rundown from 837 originally combined, we've tested this gap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th time right here where we're kind of testing that gap to try and break through. So hopefully we can make it through this. I don't really have anything drawn out right now for where we're at. So let me see if I can kind of get an idea for where maybe this is heading. But first I'm going to get rid of this back here. Not bad. My box was pretty accurate about where the breakout was going to be at. That was pretty decent. I'm going to leave this line here in because it does look like it's still kind of an indicator. It kind of looks to me like we got a little bit of an ascending parallel channel, which is usually bearish. I'm gonna go with this point here. So when we do break out of this ascending parallel channel, this is a bearish indicator, which means it's going to be breaking down. The question is where is that going to happen at? Oftentimes you'll see those points, Fibonacci retracements, where price will tend to consolidate, meeting a kind of some kind of resistance point and then breaking. So that could be a potential point right there. Another one could be up here, so on and so forth. We could draw another one in here. Well, no, it's I don't know. I guess I could draw one right there. Sometimes, I mean, these are suggested points where you could see a breakout. It could happen well before that. I mean, it could do it right at market open and drop out of this thing pretty low. Let's take a look at Ortex data for the day. This morning we've got 23.04% short share interest of the free float. There's our utilization at 100% for 15 straight trading days. But we're going to zoom in here and take a look at our on loan amount and see what that looks like. Let me go through here and erase some of my numbers on my board because believe it or not, guys, yesterday when I hung up the towel, I hung it up for good for the day. So let's go through here. I got to erase my board. All right. Let's see what we got for numbers here. So on loan amount increased day over day from 185.13 to 185.93. So we're looking at 800,000 new shares on loan day over day. Of that, 1/3 of it's probably going to be short interest of the free float. So let's check that out and see what Ortex is estimating. Ortex said that it went from 22.98 to 23.04, so 0.06. Ortex is estimating about 310,000 shares of that was in new short interest. On loan average age per day is going to probably still be moving up. That's 800,000 shares is not a whole lot to affect this. And indeed it is. It's still moving up here from 94.14 to 94.68 on loan average age per day. Security lending volume day over day increased from 5.35 million to 6.14. Taking a look at Ape, we have short share interest of the free floats at 6.77%, utilization at 92.77. That's what our utilization looks like right there. If utilization is going up, then on loan amount must have gone up, and it did. Doesn't have to, but it did. Went from 37.65 to 38.63, so I'm going to go ahead and call that 1 million new shares, even though it was just slightly less. 1 million new shares on loan on Ape, putting our new on loan amount at 38.63 million shares. Estimated short share interest of the free float rising, obviously, with the new loan amount from 6.71 to 6.77 day over day. On loan average age per day kind of dipping a little bit here. Went from 27.9 to 27.61 with that 1 million new shares. Security lending volume rising from 3.19 million to 5.4 million. According to Fidelity, AMC, Ape, and GME are the only three I'm looking for here. These are only the orders that went through in the last 4 minutes after the market had closed. So this is not the full day's worth of data and trades. So when you're looking at these numbers, it's not an accurate representation of the entire day. Ape was the only one. I think it was Ape that was the only one on the list for the first few hours of the day yesterday. In the closing amount of orders for the day, we had a 47.34% buy to 52.66% sell ratio on AMC, which is not great. I don't like seeing that low. Just remember, guys, that these are only the last 4 minute of orders that they were closing out for the end of the day. There is some talks out there, guys, that there's some late night order. That's something called Ion that had some kind of security breach, and so they're having problems with trades. I saw some murmurs about it on Twitter. I don't know anything about it. It doesn't really, I mean, it's not anything that I would have any knowledge on, and I don't know how it's going to impact the marketplace. But apparently, it's supposed, some people are saying they're going to be making trades blindly today. I'm not sure what that means, but we'll see. We'll see as the day goes on. Taking a look at available amount of shares to borrow, there are none. Looks like out of the 26,000 shares. Let's see, when did they start borrowing? Looks like they may have. Okay, so 26,000 shares earlier this morning. They borrowed 19,000 of those shares earlier this morning at 7:16 on the 31st. No, that would have been yesterday. All right, so everything from here down is all yesterday's information. So this morning, I didn't count the 19,000 shares yesterday that were borrowed. This morning, we've got about, it dropped from 21 to 16. So we're looking at 5,000 shares borrowed there, and then it dropped down to 5,000. So, we're looking at like 16,000 shares borrowed so far. Not enough for me to count. Fees were last seen at 103.1%, but aren't showing up on here because nothing's been available for a while. 105.8 thousand contracts out of the money on the calls versus 20.1 thousand contracts that are in the money. 59.5 thousand contracts are out of the money on the puts versus 15.8 thousand contracts that are in the money. So far, the market is mixed on the open. The only ones that are showing up right now is the NASDAQ 100. Everything else is showing down. The NASDAQ 100 is up by 0.07. Everything else is down by as much as 0.3, 34, 33, thereabouts. The VIX in the pre-market is showing up 0.02%. So not really giving any great indications as to which way the market's going to be moving as of right now. Some very interesting pre-market morning movement on AMC and Ape. International markets overnight last night did extremely well. Some of them up as much as a little over 1% here. Nifty 50 was down 0.26. Everything else was up though. Ethereum Classic is down right now 1.23%. DXY, or the US dollar, is currently showing down 0.22. Not quite wanting to break my wedge here. Break my wedge. Oil is down currently 0.64%. Pre-market SPY is down 0.17. In the pre-market, it looks like a lot of stuff is green. Not everything, but a lot of stuff is green. We've got Tesla up 1.39 in the pre-market. Amazon is up 0.24. Cinemark is down 0.5. Doge is down 4.75. Bitcoin is down 0.3 at 23K a coin. GME is down 0.18. HYMC is up 0.18. Hood is down 1.44. CS is up 0.57. NCMI is up 0.15. Ape is down 2.07, and AMC is down 0.56. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to check on my wife here. I'm not going to send her any messages, but I'm going to check on her because I want to make sure she's getting home okay. Hold on a second. I just want to see how her progress is going. It looks like she's still stuck at work right now. Yeah, I have a feeling she's going to even have a hard time just getting into her Jeep, let alone driving. Because I'm pretty sure her doors are probably welded shut by the ice. Let's see here. Inflow versus outflow for the day yesterday on AMC. Did I even say the rest of these? Yeah, Ape is down 0.207 and AMC is down 0.56. Outflow versus inflow on AMC yesterday, we had about 1.3-ish, 1.3 million more inflow roughly than outflow. 19.23 thousand shares having been traded so far today on AMC. I'm just going to look at Ape real quick because we got our pokey stick of volume coming in. But Ape had yesterday about 1.5 Yeah, we'll just call it $1.5 million more inflow than outflow so far this morning in volume. 32,000 shares traded so far. Some very unusual kind of price movement here, but all over the place in the pre-market. But let's see what our pokey stick of volume is. It's going to roll in here in 20 seconds, then I'll go over the rest of the data. Give me 1 minute. 10 seconds. There she blows. So far in the pre-market, our pokey stick of volume only added an additional 43,000 shares. Only added an additional 43,000 shares, putting us at 63,000 shares, which means we had about 20,000 shares going into our pokey stick. Yeah, that's low volume. That's going to be low volume for the day today. I got 10 to 30 million on AMC for prediction on volume. And on Ape here, we've got 64,000 shares in volume on Ape. Very, very near identical. But that's putting us at 97,000 shares in total, meaning we had about 30,000 shares going into it. I'm gonna guess 10 to 30 million shares on Ape. I know it was a little bit low yesterday, but I'm still gonna guess that because we got lower volume today than we had yesterday pre-market. So I'm gonna go 10 to 30 million on Ape. By the way, yesterday's numbers. Give me 1 second to pull up yesterday's numbers here. Yesterday we had 35.9 thousand shares traded. I said somewhere between 10 and 30 on Ape, so I was off by about 5.9 million shares yesterday on Ape. But I think this lower volume this morning in the pre-market on Ape is probably going to get us down into that 10 to 30 prediction today. On AMC, yesterday we had 21.6 million shares traded for the day. That is right within the wheelhouse of that 10 to 30 million that I predicted on AMC. All right, let's take a look at some of the other numbers here on AMC. On a 4-hour chart, we've got a little whipsaw going on a Vortex indicator, but currently more buying pressure than selling pressure, with RSI at 51.48, which is average. On a 1-hour time interval, there's more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 60.02, which is above average. On a 30-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 57.71, which is slightly below average. And on a 5-minute interval, there's more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 49, which is basically average. On Ape, on a 4-hour time interval, we have more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 65.6, which is above average. On a 1-hour time interval, more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 55.43, which is slightly above average. On a 30-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 52.58, which is average. And on a 5-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure, which looks like it's about to have a divergence in the Vortex indicator, and an RSI of 51.07, which is average. A lot of averages going on today on RSI for both AMC and Ape on different time intervals, which kind of tells me that the market's maybe a little conflicted into which direction it wants to run next, or it's at least showing signs of being available to run in either direction. So let's take a look at 1-hour time interval on the Ichimoto and see if we can't get like a better idea as to what we're kind of facing here. Currently, we've got the lagging line right on the candle wick of the price line. Conversion is still technically above base, but price is touching both conversion and base now. For us to see this turn into a buy signal for us, we got to see price move back up over $2 and $2.50 before the end of the day today. Otherwise, we're going to start moving down through this green cloud here that's kind of forming. And at the bottom of this green cloud is going to be about $2.20. So, and we're 237 right now. But I'm going to go ahead and write down that 250 is the first number. Got to see it above 250. And then on a 4-hour chart here, we've got lagging line is above price line. Conversion is still above. I can't even see conversion. Where's conversion at? I think. Wow. It's way down here. Okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Conversion's up here. I was looking for the blue line. Baseline is down here in this mix of wonderful colors of lines that I've got drawn out here. Conversion is still above base, and price is still technically above conversion, which is a good thing. In order for us to see continued buying pressure on this indicator, eventually we're going to have to rise up above 265. It doesn't necessarily have to be today, but within the next 3 days, we would have to see price above 265 in order to see more momentum going into, more momentum upwards. So I think breaking 250 is going to be the target number for the day, and I'm actually going to predict. I'm going to predict 215, 220, 220 maybe. Well, hold up a second. Let's see what SSR is going to be at for the day today, because I actually didn't say. 2.42 minus 0.242. 2.178 is where SSR trips. 2.178. That actually is right around that 215 number that I said. I could see us dropping to that. I really do think that we could drop to that level. If we did drop to 215, I don't know if they would stick it there or not. Baseline is at 214, which would be dang near close to base. If this did drop, I would expect the AMC would probably go up a little bit in price, but I'm gonna go 220 for closing price on Ape by the end of the day, just based off of what I'm seeing here. And then on AMC on the 1 hour time interval here, let's get rid of the rest of this junk in here. Lagging line is above price line. Conversion is above base. Price is moved above the cloud. These are all the right numbers that we need to see going into today. We didn't quite break the cloud yesterday, which would have been awesome, because then we would have had some probably pretty decent run yesterday. Not that 6.79% up isn't a bad run, but we would have been probably a lot more. But we are now primed for seeing some upwards momentum on this. Is kind of a heavy buying signal right here. Staying above 528 is going to be the key. We're currently at 531, so we're real close. We got to stay above the cloud in order to get that buy signal to come in for short-term investors to see this as like something that they can push and maybe get some money out of. So I'm going to say if we can open up the market above 528, that would be ideal. Because we already have the signal for more buying pressure. On a 4-hour chart, we've got the lagging line below price line. Conversion is below base. We're getting closer to the end of a green cloud here, where price usually likes to drive upwards through red. So in the next 2 days, not including today, which we're actually in the cloud right now, we may see a little bit of a stall out in price today for AMC, because we are still in this green cloud. If we do get a push, maybe perhaps from the short-term chart at a 1-hour chart, we're going to have to see price above 559 to really get a big push. So let's just call it, let me see what this price is. Let's say that by 560, I think anything above 560 would probably push the stock upwards a little bit more, and we're at 531 right now. But we need to get this conversion line above the base. Getting to 560 would do that, I think, and then it would also get the lagging line up above the price line as well, and turn this into a pretty big buy signal, especially with such a large red cloud coming up here. And with that, I think that's all I got. We can start talking again about the other stuff. Thank you for waiting patiently. I know. Let me get the chart set up here. Give me just 1 second. I also noticed this morning that I did not have my synthetic price failure price points set up properly on Ape, and I need to fix that. So maybe at some point this morning, I'm going to change some of those numbers around a little bit. I do need to change SSR tripping point as well. Oops, that's not what I want. I want this one. So let me change that. We got 2.178. So I'll fix those numbers in a minute here. Just kind of want to go back over here to see what you guys are writing. I didn't give a price prediction for AMC, so I would probably put it at as of right now. I would see if Ape's going to be moving down a little bit for the day to day. I think AMC might move up. We're kind of seeing this like teeter-tottering going back and forth here on AMC and Ape. I would probably end up predicting somewhere closer to 550 maybe being the right number for AMC by the end of the day. So that would put me at $7.70. So a little bit down. The combined price between the two would be a little bit down from what we had for closing, which was $7.77 from yesterday. All right, let's see here. Let me scroll back up here just a tad bit here and see if Apex put in any price predictions. Sometimes he does that. I think we're still kind of feeling each other out a little bit on when to put in numbers. Let me see here what he put. Okay, he didn't put any. It doesn't look like he put anything in. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Apex. I just noted. I went through and scrolled back. I didn't want to make any assumptions about you know whether or not you put anything. Blarky says Casey 555 on AMC will break us out of the wedge since June 2021. Well, hopefully we can get that 560 then and really kind of push, because that would be it would be really nice. It'd be a breath of fresh air to see that thing really start taking off. Yukon says, Casey, what are your thoughts on AMC having access to potentially 20 billion capital through conversion and reverse split? Market Watch article. I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? It's a lot of money. The question is would Adam Aaron actually go straight for the 20 billion, or would he only do a portion of it? I personally feel like he would probably only do a portion. I think whatever he wants to get done can be done for a lot less than 20 billion. So I have a hard time believing that he would go for all that much capital. Range Rider says, Casey, I don't Twitter, never did, so I'm not certain here. Did your poll delineate the three different propositions? No, not really. It was just a yes or no. It wasn't really a poll. It was more just me putting in a message saying vote yes and one saying vote no, but giving like the same idea that dilution will occur one way or the other. That was actually kind of I gotta give a little props to some of the people out there who said, dilution's going to happen one way or the other. It doesn't really matter if it's AMC or Ape that the dilution occurs on. It's going to occur no matter what, on either a vote yes or a vote no. And I would tend to agree with those people. I do believe that was the whole reason why Ape was set up in the first place, was to be able to dilute. Preferably, in my opinion, I would rather see the dilution occur in Ape only because of the fact that it stops hedge funds from being able to close out short positions that are at cheaper prices, right? In order to close those positions out, they need to get those shares in and then close them out. And I don't want to see them do it at a lower price. So I'd rather see them have to, close out positions at higher prices. So that's just my opinion. And but I think that a lot of people kind of made that distinction that basically I was saying the same thing. It's just one of them, but the opposite with whether I was saying vote yes or vote no. So it was kind of an interesting. I'm glad that some people picked up on that. John says AMC is pretty. Hey, John, you don't have to yell, buddy. Oh, you are Ape Father. Nice. All right. You don't have to yell though, man. We see what you're writing. We see you. I acknowledge you, John. You don't have to yell. It's good to see you this morning, I guess. Stop yelling at me. Malarkey says only I can yell. I prefer just. It's just I'll acknowledge everybody. You don't have to put in caps. Do note, Range Rider, I just want to let you know this, that, because of the way that the proposals are set up in this, and I'm not trying to say this to influence you one direction or the other. This is just facts. If you vote yes on the conversion but no on the reverse split, then you are essentially giving a no vote to the conversion as well, because the way that it's set up, they both have to be approved in order for it to happen, right? So if your no vote, well, I shouldn't say it's going to be a no vote for the conversion, but if either one of those votes causes the other to fail, then you would not have either the conversion or the reverse split. They are tied together. So we have to get both approved in order for them to go through. Just throwing out facts, not trying to influence you one way or the other at all. Just throwing that out there. CPE says, "Man, I hope we run up soon. The tramp needs a wash, shine, and a rinse, rinse or rise, and then wait, and rise. Then some new sneaker, some new kicks, right? Isn't that what they call it? Kicks on the. I learned that one like I don't know. It was like 2011. I think it was 2010. I remember somebody at work was trying to teach me like some of the new slang words in 2010, and like kicks are like tires on your cars, or they can also be sneakers on, like tennis shoes that you wear. They're called kicks. And I was like, I really didn't understand it. I was like, man, this is what it's like to be a parent and not understand what the new language or the new lingo is all about. I was like, kicks? That's weird. Ah, that's what I thought. I thought you meant rinse, but I wasn't sure. And a rinse, then some new sneakers. Yeah, some new kicks. New kicks for the big the lowrider big tramp. MB says, what will the total outstanding shares be after the ape conversion and before the reverse split? So uh, all you would have to do is add a zero onto the end of this of the number of the outstanding shares. And so I might be off by just a few here because there's probably another additional number in there that they're rounding for, and I'm not going to do it. It's because it's close enough, but 1,430,130,120 shares. So I just put a zero on the very end, move the decimal place one spot, and that's the difference, right? Because it's just dropping a zero. Let's see here. Apex says buy and hold both. Apeth the Beth. Oh man. Yep. That's me. Thanks, Apex. I appreciate that. Apeth the Beth. Oh man, I'm gonna have to say that from now on, Apex. That's pretty funny, dude. Both an Apex the Beth. I gotta get the S in there. Best. Good morning, Bird Eye. I've been watching all those stocks that halted that Tuesday recently. They seem to all be getting diluted. Interesting. Not all of them, but the larger ones. Do note that the list was like 251. It was like 251 or 252. That's quite a few of them. Headstock Harem says 1 week to make sure your total shares are divisible by 10. Add to that one little tiny sentence, Headstock Harem, to make it correct, is that if you want voting rights, right? Because it doesn't mean it's not going to be based off of how many shares you hold on. Excuse me, I got indigestion. On the 8th, that's just going to be for voting rights. So if you want your extra shares that you buy to make sure you're divisible by 10 to have voting rights, then you would have to have them before the end of the 8th. So, but then it's the date would be whatever the last trading day is, which supposedly is going to be the 14th, but we don't know for sure. That the 14th should be that time that you would want to have everything divisible by 10. So just add just a little bit more information to that. SSR is not on anymore, so this is day 3 after SSR triggered. That is correct. Max Payne is $5, Savvy. I was a little surprised. Thought for sure this is my inside voice. This is my inside voice. Ah! Oh, man. Good morning, Mike. Good to see you this morning. You should have read all the text we did after you first said percent. Florex, you're making me want to go back and check it out because I bet it's pretty funny. Percent. Threshold. That's what happens when you try to put percent and threshold right next to each other and your tongue's not ready to work in the morning. You get percent threshold. Oh man! All right. I feel like I got to go back and read them Florex because I think I'm gonna just start cracking up, and I like starting every day with a nice hearty laugh. So maybe in just a second here, I'm gonna go scroll back and check and see. Casey's Broken Mug says, Casey, check your Twitter Messenger. I will, man. I'm gonna be going to break here in just a few minutes, and I'll check it then if that's okay with you. Casey, scroll way up and have a laugh. All right, I'm gonna scroll up, guys. So I'm gonna take the camera off here for just a second while I go scrolling up here. Preacher says your experiment caused a bit of a stir yesterday. Boy, you aren't kidding. You're not kidding. I mean, it really did cause a lot of kind of unrest a little bit here. The intentions wasn't really to stir up the community. The intentions was to try and catch people. I also kind of wanted to prove a point that sometimes, a lot of times, two different points I wanted to prove. One, the very first point was I wanted to catch shill and bots that were trying to influence people into making a decision one way or the other. The second point that I was trying to kind of make is that I really felt like people aren't doing enough DD and researching things. For example, like the proxy. Like I can't tell you how many people I've actually heard still that haven't even taken a look at it. There's quite a few, which means it kind of tells me that a lot of people are waiting for influencers to tell them what they should be voting. And I kind of disagree with that. Like it's like, no, man, take your time and do your DD. Go out there and figure out who's saying what, why they're saying it, and what they're doing, and see if it matches. You got to know why people are saying what it is that they're saying in the community. If they're not taking the time to do their due diligence and they're going out there and still trying to influence the community in one direction or the other, make note of it. Make note of the people who are trying to separate the community by division through misinformation, and note that. You don't have to go out and call them out and make a big ruckus. You don't have to do that, but make a mental note of those people because it's happening. It is happening out there. Those people are absolutely just trying to drive these little tiny wedges everywhere they can within the community. And like, how do I divide this community the best I can? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna comment on these comments. Look for that, guys. That is out there. It is so prevalent. Go check it out and just look for yourself and do just a little bit of research and find out. I know it's painful. I know it's not easy to go out there and do some of this research, and it's just easier to just listen to what other people are saying, and then formulate your opinion based off of a conglomeration of what other people are saying. But it is not the way to do it, guys. It really isn't. Do the hard work. Do the hard work because that's the work that pays off. That is absolutely the work that pays off in the end. It's not when you just sit there and listen to what other people are saying and just formulate your opinion off of opinions. I scrolled back here, guys. I'm not going to be able to see what it is you guys are writing. Uh, both. Let's see here. I got to get to the Apex. I'm scrolling back. I got to 645, where Apex says, "Oh my God, my face hurts." Percent. Florix says he should say that every time now. Oh my God, no. Wouldn't be able to take any of the info in over my laughter. MB's had a question that said, since there are more Ape than AMC, wouldn't that mess with the combined price? So yeah, and I think part of that, MB, is you kind of have to look at market cap. That's one of the things I was talking about yesterday. I want to see the funny stuff. I have a feeling I might not be able to see it. Danny can't stop laughing. Oh no, I hope I probably waited too long to scroll up to see it. Percent. Now I am imagining Mike Tyson with a Casey hat and a bear saying percent. Man. You know, if you can't, I'm just gonna say, if you can't laugh at yourself, guys, you got a problem. if you can't, if you can't do something, stupid and laugh at yourself, you're gonna have to. If you're gonna enjoy life, you're gonna have to start laughing at yourself because it's funny. We're all funny. Every single one of us does stupid, funny things, and if you can't laugh at it, you're too uptight. You need to let go a little. just, just kind of let go. Take it easy. You'll be all right. Casey is now. Ayo says Ion is a risk management firm. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I remember now that you're saying it. Yayo. That's right. Let's see here. Kathy thought. I think that's my. I think that's my favorite one so far. Is Kathy thought. That's pretty good. Oh man. Ayo says, why do I keep seeing the bull market is back everywhere, almost like a narrative is being pushed? Yep. Uh, Cassandra, I don't know if you guys know who that is or not. Michael Burry posted sell. That's all he said. He said, I don't remember if it was capital letters or not, but he just put sell in a post the other day. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Kathy, Kathy Thaw. Oh no, John Bennett got message deleted. That's probably why I was yelling. Dang, I think I missed most of the good ones. That sucks. All right. Well, I missed most of the good ones, but I like that. I like the Casey Shaw one. It's pretty funny. We'll bring the fun percent comments back though throughout the day for you. I'm sure I'm sure I'll never hear the end of that one. Stubborn succotash. I need to get the spitting part out though. I'm just afraid I'm gonna spit all over my screens if I try to sound too much like Sylvester. So I can't do it. Coffee wafa botha. All right, I'm gonna take a break here, guys. I gotta make sure. Let me check. Let me check and see how my wife's doing on her trip here. All right, she's on her way home. She's still moving. That's good. She's probably listening to me going like, "Yeah, I'm here. Don't type anything, Huns. Just keep on driving. Just keep on. What are the? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Swim, swim, swim." I just hope she gets home okay. Um, Bird Eye says, so why ban or block people? Maybe they saying that and laughing at themselves. Everyone is different. We need to be reviewing and talking about a lot of others. I am stocks directly related to AMC. It depends though, Bird Eye. I mean, and there's I think a lot of people are making assumptions that some things are directly related. For example, like and I'm going to go ahead and say it just because it kind of made me a little upset to see that we were compared to that. But GNS was not the same. It has nothing in relationship to AMC whatsoever. Like the idea that people would bring that up and say that there's some kind of relationship between that security and that company and what's going on with AMC is completely non-related entirely. And so I think it kind of becomes this thing where it's like how do you decide what is related and what isn't related. And this is why I think like it's got to be you got to be real careful, and because next thing you know we're just talking about everything and then it dilutes what it is that we're here for. So we can make this the stock market channel, right? We could do that, and just document everything that's going on in the entire stock market, or we can watch what's going on that really makes the biggest difference. And Casey just asked your wife's boyfriend to drive her home. I know that's like been like the longest running joke. Just so my LG BM, my wife probably doesn't know this. Hun, they're not talking bad about me or you or anything like that. That's simply been a long time standing thing in the ape community is that all of us who are invested in this have our wives have boyfriends. It's been a long time running on that one. Jamie Pritchard says, appreciate what you do, brother. I have not been on your stream in a while. Just decided to get off of everything till do my own TA, and we were about to make a real move. How you feeling with the 25 BPS? I think that's going to be what it is today. And thank you for kind of throwing that up there. I'm actually going to change the title um, because I wanted to put that in the title today, but there was something that came up. Fed rate hike today. Some of the things is I was kind of thinking about too, and I'm gonna save that. Some of the things I was kind of thinking about was it makes sense to me that you're gonna if the market likes to price in advance, if it likes to price in news that's coming. If they know that if the market knows that they're going to be increasing by 25 basis points, which by the way, it's like 99% chance that they're going to make it 25 basis points. So I wouldn't expect anything else other than 25. I think it's kind of almost a for sure thing, and so it makes sense that the market would price that in advance, knowing that it was going to, that they would make some kind of movement after the announcement of the rate hike. I don't know, Sam. Why don't you ask him? Good morning, Dog Mom. Casey, just going over these numbers every morning. Give us any indication of the MOASS. I think that there is. Yes, I think trending over time, you can see what's happening to our position and how it's helping us. So yeah, I do think that looking at the numbers on a daily basis does kind of give me an idea for where we're moving to. Now, if in regards to like, does it make a big difference? Every single day that I come in here and put out the numbers, I don't know. It's not really about that for me, though, to be honest, Dog Mom. It's more about documenting history. I can't tell you how many times I've gone back in some of my own live streams to look at data that when it happened, to see it when it happened, so that I know what was happening. So um, it's important to me. It doesn't have to be important to anybody else other than me, honestly. Yep, that's right, Mike. The FOMC meeting is today. In fact, not only is it today, but it's in 5 hours, 25 minutes, and 30 seconds. just throwing that out there. Whoa, Dante, that's a big question. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a joke or not. I don't. I mean, Belarkey, I'm not expecting anything else other than 25 basis points. If it is 50 bearish points, or if it's zero bearish, or if it's 0 or 50, I think the market could do some really volatile things. But I think 25 basis points is what everybody's expecting. It, uh, it's the correct. Let's see. Trader Timmy says is on your screen. AMC price correct at 535. That's yesterday's closing price. Right underneath it, I don't know if you can see that or not, is 529. That's what it is in the pre-market, which is down 1.12%. And then on Ape, you've got 242 for closing yesterday. Pre-market is 238, which is right underneath, which is down 1.65% in the pre-market. Good morning, Pam. Sammy says, Casey, can they halt, slow down AMC till the reverse split so shorts can exit? I think he meant, exist with no damage. Can exist with no damage. Can they halt, slow down AMC till the reverse split so shorts can exist without or with no damage? It's a good question. I mean, can exit. Okay, you did put exit. Exit with no damage. I don't think so, Sammy. I think we're well past that. We're well past the point of them being able to exit their positions. Like I've said on a couple different occasions here and there, this is not a can we exit out our positions at the lowest price possible. This is a we have to bankrupt this company or we go bankrupt. This is a do or die play. So this is not, and the reason you can say that, the reason I can say that, Sammy, is that what happens when the price continues to go down? They continue to open up more shorting positions. Why? Why in the world would you open up more shorting positions as the price moves down? It's because they're trapped. They have to. They absolutely have to. There's so many positions that have been created out of the synthetic positions that have been created that if they don't continue to short this into a bankrupting type situation, and price does run, they're screwed. Absolutely screwed. So the answer to that is no. This is not an exiting play. This is a do or die play. Apex, today is your birthday? Get out. Is it really? Nice, man. I will make sure I'm writing it down right now. Nice. Happy birthday, man. Yeah, you're welcome, Sammy. Bird Eye says if people sell Apple, the stock price goes down. Come on, Bird Eye. You know better. Let's see. They can't close without a buy to close transaction, but the powers that be can suspend or halt at will for any litany of reasons. I would tend to agree with what AO is saying there. I mean, there's tons of reasons why they could stop or halt a security. So yeah, I mean, anything's possible. Anything's possible. But yeah, this is not. You got to understand that this play is not a there's and I know where that's kind of coming from, Sammy. There's a lot of people out there in the community who've suggested that hedge funds are making money all the way down, and that they're just going to close their positions, and then we have nothing left. That's not sure. They are making probably some money as they are dropping the price, but that costs them over time. And you can see that through the short interest that's stacking, which is at an all-time high right now, with the cost of borrows that's rising, is showing you that there's very little liquidity that's left, and it's painful. It is painful. Yeah, they might be able to be making some money on the way down to continue the process, but eventually it catches up to them, and they can't continue to do that forever. And if they decided to close out their positions, they would have to get our shares from us in order to do that. So how are they gonna win in this? And the answer is they can't, provided that we know what it is that we hold and we continue to just hold. If we don't, if we decide to sell, then maybe we'd be talking, about other things like could they potentially close out their positions and leave? Depends on how many people will sell out of their positions. AO says, Casey, I think we're reaching an event horizon, as with buy button being yanked, we'll see stuff that we've never thought would or could happen. I, I have been saying that since day one. There are going to be things that we see that we thought we would never, ever, ever see in this marketplace, and I completely agree with you. And we're going to have to take it as it comes, right? Every single one of the things that hits us smack dab in the face, we're going to have to face it. We're going to have to face those really tough decisions. But I can promise you that if you think holding through this stuff is hard, no, no, this isn't the hard part. The hard part's going to be holding as the price is running upwards and they start fandangling with the market in ways you've never seen before. That's going to be the hard part, because it's going to cause so much fear and panic within the community, and you're going to have to face fear right in front of your stink. If you think fear is everything that's happening right around you, I'm here to tell you that that's stuff that's all happening outside of your reach. Everything that you feared so far is outside of your reach. The minute the price starts running up, that fear is going to be in your face, so you can grab it, because you can. You can taste it. You can taste the money that's going to be there, and the temptation to be able to sell your position is going to be right there, and it's just going to be nagging at you to try and that fear is going to want to set in and say, like, be afraid, take. That's going to be the fear, and you're going to have to face those fears. And eventually, the whole reason why I started the 5 whys is because at some point when I know that fear is kicking in, I'm going to ask you guys to remember your 5 whys. Why are you here? Remember what you came here to do. Your choice is your choice. I can't tell you when you're going to do what it is that you're going to do, because that's your choice. But I can tell you to remember why you came here, why you decided to do what it is that you're doing, what it is that you hold. Remember your 5 whys. That fear will be more present in front of your face than ever before, as we face all kinds of just shenanigans. All right, I'm gonna take a break here, guys. I will see you guys in about 30 minutes, and we'll take a look at the numbers. Give me 1 second here while I put up the message, and then I'll get you guys some music going. Yeah, I mean, I don't even like. I'd like to think that I'm prepared, for some of the shenanigans that are going to happen later on, and the fear that's going to creep in and everything. But I don't even think I'm prepared, even though I know it's going to happen. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough, guys. But the nice thing is we have a community of people who are here together, right? And I think that's the important part. So we got each other. I'll see you guys in about 30 minutes.
you.